Hi guys, here I am at Medtronic Parkmore campus in Galway. Can you think of anyone that works in technology in Galway? Medtronic, Cisco, Boston Scientific. Well, did you know that 80% of global stents are all manufactured right here in Ireland? Did you know the average heart is the size of a fist in an adult, but the fairy fly, which is a kind of wasp, has the smallest teeny tiny heart of any living creature. And whales have the largest heart of any mammal. Everybody put your hand on your heart and count to 10. Can you feel your heart beating? Sometimes when you're doing this, it might feel like your heart skips a beat. A child's heart beats faster than an adult's. Remember when we exercised earlier on? Your heart rate would have increased, as children's hearts can get much faster during exercise than an adult's heart rate. While mere mortals have a resting heart rate of between 60 and 100 beats per minute, world-class athletes like sprinter Usain Bolt thrive with a resting heart rate of around 30 beats per minute when in peak condition. Now, the most important thing to remember, and by the way, this is scientifically proven, is that laughing is actually good for your heart. It reduces stress and gives a boost to your immune system. Now, this facility here is where Medtronic designed the world's smallest pacemaker. They call it Micra. It's so small that I'm going to need to come right up to here so that you can see it clearly. Look at it. Look how teeny tiny and small it is. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is a pacemaker and why would I need one? Well, a pacemaker may be needed if your heart beats too slowly. So let's head inside and have a look to see where this exciting research happens. Come on. Scientists and engineers work together to build medical devices to help sick people. You might know somebody in your family who had to go to the hospital because they were sick, and they got a medical device to help their heart beat properly, or to help them breathe better. Those devices are all built in Galway. We have lots of scientists and engineers and product builders working in our company, and they all have one thing in common. They are helping people to get better all over the world. And what's more, Medtronic have sent their Micra pacemaker into space. Let's have a look and see what happened.
All systems are green, go for launch.
Sometimes a good idea
5, 4,
can really take off.
2, 1, mark.
17-year-old Shelby Klingsporn's idea was to launch the world's smallest pacemaker into space, to see if Micra, which contains some glass components and wires thinner than human hair, could withstand the brutal G-forces of liftoff. Not to mention the radiation, high and low temperatures, and the jolt of an ocean splashdown.
Plus 40.
Shelby would get her answer in just under 8 hours. Students submit proposals to launch tiny experiments into space on board a NASA rocket. Shelby's inspiration was personal. 6 hours after launch, the payload returned. It took NASA engineers another 2 hours to tear down the rocket and retrieve the experiments. Shelby had company while she waited. Medtronic engineers Wade Demmer and Tom Anderson advised her on her project and came to see the results firsthand.
If it doesn't work, there's no such thing as a failed experiment. The great thing about science is you're always going to learn something.
I'm nervous to open it.
Get a wrap around it too?
Oh, wait, yeah.
8 hours after liftoff, it's time to open the cube.
Well, I see a Micra.
The cube is undamaged, despite experiencing more than 20 times the force of gravity.
All right, first Micra in space. Now, we're going to try to talk to it with the programmer here.
Demmer sends Micra a message, and Micra answers.
All right, you see these green marks right here?
Yeah.
The pacemaker is pacing after being in space. And it's talking to us through the telemetry, and it's pacing normally.
More tests reveal even more good news. Micra interpreted the shaking of the space trip as exercise and increased its pacing rate, just as it was designed to do.
Just fantastic.
And so the results of Shelby's high school science experiment may be an even bigger idea.
Our mission is to return people to full life. And if you know that you can go in a spacecraft with it, it's hard to imagine a more full life, then literally the earth is not a limitation for you.